It's an age-old question, one that can only be speculated over, one that humans can't possibly answer. What or who is God? Beliefs about God range far and wide. Religions claim that God is some kind of living entity, while others believe that God is a mindless energy. But there seems to be a pattern among all this stuff. The concept of God, no matter its form, is bound to have some kind of universality. Everyone in some way is saying that God is the creator of the universe. But that seems obvious, doesn't it? God is a possible answer to all the questions we haven't and can't seem to answer. What caused the Big Bang? What created the basic forces of the universe? What was there before anything else? Aside from the metaphysical implications of God, religions seem to use the idea of this omnipotent creature to preach certain values. These are generally speaking ideas of kindness or enlightenment, but for now let's stick with the big questions that God is supposed to answer. And to do that, we should probably talk about the nature of God. And to do that, we need to discuss the nature of knowledge. Say this circle represents a basic fact, like plants grow. Now you can ask for an explanation. How do plants grow? And you'll get another fact, like plants' growth derives from cell replication in the apical meristem and cell elongation. Then you ask, how does that happen? And you'll get an explanation about how it happens. And you can keep asking how and why forever. Well, not forever, but until we reach the limits of human knowledge. But let's imagine a world where we have every single piece of knowledge in existence. Do the explanations for why plants grow go on infinitely? Or does it end somewhere? But how can the explanations for one fact be infinite? It doesn't make sense. So knowledge has to end somewhere. Meaning, at some point, something happens with no explanation. It just happens on its own, for no reason. And that is God. Whether you want to believe that it's a living entity, or just a force of nature, God, or the origin of the universe, resides at the bottom of the ladder of knowledge. But ultimately, God is just the thing at the edge of reality. But what else is God? When I was young, I used to believe that science and God were opposites. And the truth is that science does refute a lot of things that many religions claim to be true, like the origin of humanity being Adam and Eve. But there are tons of scientists that believe in God. So, how come? Science does not counter the existence of God, and it's not possible for science to disprove the existence of a God, in the same way that it's not possible for science to prove its existence. For example, even if you prove that life can happen only using the laws of the universe, without a God's intervention, who put those laws there? God could just have created the laws of the universe and let everything work on its own, much like the creator of a simulation only creates its parameters. So, yeah, God is one of those things that you can believe in without being wrong or right. And if anyone tries to argue for or against the existence of God, ignore them. They have a right to their belief, but they can't possibly justify their arguments. Although, people arguing about God is kind of an interesting concept. Religions have become so influential that people are becoming closed-minded. And sometimes, when I'm in one of those places where I assume the worst of people, I wonder if some religious leaders actually believe what they're saying. I wonder if the leaders of the Catholic Church in the Middle Ages actually believed that the money they were being given by the public would actually exonerate their sins. I wonder if the leaders of the megachurches and televangelists actually believe that the money they're taking from gullible believers is meant to fund their new mansion. I wonder if they believe in their religion at all, To be taking so much money and to be leading so many scams, do they actually believe in right and wrong in the eyes of their God? Or is religion just a really captivating lie, taught to us so that we can follow the crowd and never become anything greater? But then, on the other hand, there's the question of atheism and if secular morality exists. It seems as though the only right answer is to be agnostic. You can believe, but the truth is that we can't possibly know anything about the existence of God.